let's do the problem number 49. It says Prabhu Processing went into voluntary liquidation on 31st March 2015 when their balance sheet read as follows. Uh, so here it says preference dividend were in arrears for 2 years and the creditors included a preferential creditor of rupees 38,000. The assets realized as follows: that land and building for 3 lakhs, machinery and plant for 5 lakhs, patents for 75,000, stock for 1,50,000 and sundry debtor for 2 lakhs. And here the expenses of liquidation amounted to 27,250. The liquidator is entitled to a commission of 3% on asset realized except cash. So here the remuneration has to be paid on assets realized. Assuming the final payment including those on debenture is made on 30th September 2015. So here the debenture payment has to be made till 30th September 2015. So let's prepare the final statement, liquidator's final statement of account. So on the receipt side, and this is payment side. Okay. So first take cash and bank. It's 75,000. And here assets realized. Land and building realized for 3 lakhs, land and building for 3 lakhs. Machinery, plant and machinery for 5 lakhs. Patents 75,000. Stock 1,50,000. Sundry debtors 2 lakh. And here on the payment side, first payment has to be made towards secured creditors, but we don't have any secured creditors in this problem. Secured creditors nil. Then the next payment has to be made towards liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenses, that is 27,250. Okay. And then liquidator remuneration. So here it clearly says that 3% on assets realized except cash. So in the working note, assets realized except 75,000, that is cash. So 3 lakhs plus 5 lakhs plus 75,000 plus 1,50,000 plus 2 lakhs. So total asset realized is 12,25,000. 12,25,000. So on that 3%. On that 3%. So it comes to 36,750. Okay, then next payment has to be made towards debenture holder. Debenture holders. The principal amount is 2,50,000 and interest outstanding on debentures is 37,500. And here in the last sentence they said assuming the final payment including those on debenture is made on 30th September 2015. So here we need to assume that the payment has been made till 30th September 2015. So this was the principal amount and this was the interest amount up to March, but here we have to assume it till 30th. So this is for whole 1 year. For 6 months it is going to be 18,750 interest till 30th September 2015. It's 18,750. Okay, so this including 1 year interest plus extra 6 months interest. Then the next payment has to be made towards preferential creditors. Preferential creditors. How much it says? 38,000. Okay. After preferential creditors, unsecured creditors. So let's check how much unsecured creditor is there in our balance sheet. It says 3,18,750, and here we need to remove 38,000 out of unsecured creditors. So it comes to 2,80,750. 2,80,750. Then dividend preference dividend, that is we have two years arrears of dividend is there. Dividend in arrears for 2 years. Okay, so for 1 year it is 50,000, for 2 years it is 1 lakh. So let's check whether we have a sufficient balance or not. So here on the receipt side we have total available balance. Total available is 13 lakhs. Okay, then here let's check how much payment we made as far, like 27,250 plus 36,750 plus 2,50,000 plus 37,500, 18,750, 38,000, then 2,750. We made payment towards arrears, that is 1 lakh. So still there is a sufficient balance to make payment towards preference shareholders. preference shareholders, that is 5 lakhs. Okay. Less total payment made, total payments made is 12,89,000. All these, okay. So still 11,000 is left, which is going to distribute to equity shareholders. Let's see. There are two class of equity shareholders, A and B. So A equity shareholders paid 75 rupees here, and the 7,500 equity shareholders paid 60 rupees. So let's see how much we are required to make call, and how much we need to refund to the equity shareholders who paid excess amount. So here we have two class of shareholders. One is 2,500 equity shares, that is 75 rupees paid up, okay, paid up. And the another class of shareholders who are having 7,500 shares, and it is 60 rupees paid up, okay, paid up value is 60 rupees. So what is, how much money they paid to the company, that is 2,500 into 75, it is 1,87,500. And how much they paid, it's 4,50,000, okay. So the left balance after making payment, 11,000 left, so that has to be paid to equity shareholders, that 11,000. So here they have paid more amount, so let's make the balance, the payment to 2,500 equity shareholders. So balance amount, let's see how much. 1,85,000 minus 11,000, 1,76,500, 4,50,000. Yes. Let's see now. Let's check their paid up value. 1,76,500 divided by 2,500. So 1,76,500 divided by 2,500 comes to 70.6, and they have 60 per share. Per share. So this is 70 rupees 60 paisa per share, because here liquidator returned excess 11,000 to these shareholders because they have paid 75 rupees, which is more. So now let's see how much is the total loss. Still this 1,76,500 plus 4,50,000, that is loss, which is distributed between these shareholders proportionately. So let's see the loss, total loss when you add these two, you will get 6,26,500. 1,76,000 plus 1,76,500 plus 4,50,000. You will get 6,26,500. This is loss, which is total loss, which is borne by equity shareholders, which is by equity shareholders. So this is, let's see, 2,500 plus 7,500, 10,000. So loss per share is 62.65. So here they have made excess payment to the company, that is 70.60, and here they have made 60 rupees per share, which is less. So here we have to return this excess amount to these shareholders, A class of shareholders, and the difference amount has to be recovered from the B class of shareholders. So let's see how much excess payment they have made to the company, that is 70.6 minus 62.65. 70.6 minus 62.65. So here they have made excess payment that we need to return to these shareholders, and here it's 60, but the loss which is to be borne by this shareholder is 62 rupees 65 paisa. So the difference is 60 minus 62.65, 2.65. So we can call money from these shareholders, that is 7,500 shareholders. So call money received $7,500 equity shareholders, that is 2.65. 2.65. So how much we are receiving? 2.65, that is 19,875. Okay. So we are getting now their paid up value is 60 plus 2.65. It comes to 62.65. And how much we are returning these shareholders? 70.6 minus 7.65. It comes to 62.65. So now they are equally distributed. So let's return to these shareholders, that is 2,500 shareholders into 7.95. This much amount we are refunding to 2,500 shareholders. Call money refund. It's 2,500 shareholders. How much was the difference? 7.95. 7.95, that is 2,500 into 7.19875, and already 11,000 is also returned to these shareholders, that is 11,000 plus 11,000. 11,000 divided by 2. Okay. So the total amount is 19,875 plus 11,000. So this was the total amount which is returned back to the 2,500 equity shareholders. Okay. So this side it is 13 lakhs. Sorry, it's not 13 lakhs. 13 lakhs plus 19,875. So 13 lakh 19,875. 30 lakh 19,875 is the total balance. So how much we returned? To 7,000. Sorry, it's 2,500, right? Total call money, or we can say advance call money refunded to 2,500 equity shareholders. So 11,000 plus 19,875. It is 30,875. Okay. So this is problem number 49.